everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. In this episode, I'll be reviewing Married at First Sight, Season 14, Episode 13. In this episode, the couples met with the experts. We had Dr. Pepper and Pastor Carl come and sit down with the couples and sort of have conversations, I think, mainly to try and help them sort of explore whatever they need to explore before decision day. That way they'll be able to make an informed decision. I liked Dr. Pepper and Pastor Carl coming because I think they're always able to give an unbiased opinion and an honest opinion and constructive feedback that allows the couples to progress or to realize that, this is not working. Whereas I find Dr. Viviana is more a bit biased, especially, well, that's my opinion from last season when she was taking sides with Johnny, when Johnny kept trying to make excuses for his behavior, and then Dr. Viviana started using those as talking points, and Pastor Carl had to actually call her on it and say, no, this is what Johnny is saying, it's not what Bao is saying. So I like that. I've been advocating for this and I'm happy that they did come. So we'll start off with Noy and Steve. Noy and Steve, I've said this for quite a while that I think Steve has money because I remember saying in one of my reviews that there's no way someone would be content to sit at home or to travel for months on end without money. And so I think it's slowly unraveling that Steve does have money saved away. No, he might not know how much, but he does have money. And I think Dr. Pepper also brought up one of the points that I brought up earlier, that he needs to sit down with her and give her a plan or discuss a plan of how he's going to make sure that he meets his own end of the expenses. And hopefully Noy should be able to leave him alone, because I somehow think he either worked very hard, saved some money, has some investments that are paying him quite well, and this is why he chooses not to work. And I don't know, I don't have any evidence, but that's just my opinion from what I've seen so far. But then after speaking to Dr. Pepper, she highlighted to him that you need to sit down with her, you need to have a conversation, you need to come up with a plan of how you're going to make sure you address her concerns. And so what I found intriguing was the editing took out whatever they said about the finances, but all we heard is 1 minute Noy was going on about the money, and then the next thing she was saying, I want to have a child by the end of the year. And it's like, how are you having a child by the end of the year if this man is not working? How have you suddenly addressed your concerns enough for you to suddenly say, we are ready to have a child? So I think he was able to tell her how much he has, or he was able to show her how much he has. Because I think Steve is someone maybe who has been having issues because he's got money. Women have been going after him for the money and not for the love. And I think this is why he was so guarded about his finances. And it could be production have decided to milk it for all they can and sort of use that as their storyline. Because outside of the job issue, they really don't have any problems outside of the one or two posts that Noy has put out online. And they're not really things that are concerning given what Taylor put out online about Brandon seasons ago. So I think they're looking for a storyline for Noy and Steve, because I think everything else is going according to plan. So they're trying to create some sort of drama, which I don't think is really necessary. In my opinion, if a couple is working, leave them to show people that not every couple has to go through hurdles to succeed. Leave them alone. Let them progress in their own pace and let them, say yes on decision day. Anyway, that's them. We move on from them. We go to Lindsay and Mark. Lindsay and Mark, I've always said, Lindsay and Mark, when they're good, they're good. When they're bad, they're bad. They sat down with the experts and Lindsay used her time with Dr. Pepper as a counseling session. I was a bit let down, I have to say, on this part, because I think Dr. Pepper should have pulled her up on more on what Lindsay has been doing or what she has been saying that might be off-putting to her husband. I know Pastor Carl did try to address the issues with Mark, but Dr. Pepper, unless it was taken out with the editing, we really didn't see her sort of pull Lindsay up on, say, you need to mind how you speak to your husband. You need to use, more, language that he's more likely to receive. Although when the experts later met up with the couples, they did sort of question Mark on why he was closed up when Lindsay was sort of opening the door to conversation or to exploring things further. But I don't know. Mark, I think, has his own problems. I think if Jamie and Elizabeth could work, as far as I'm concerned, anyone on Married at First Sight, as long as they want to be married, can succeed, because we all know they were a train wreck and yet they're still married to today. From there, we go to JASMINA and Michael. JASMINA and Michael, for me, they were my number one pick for most likely to succeed when the show started. And then I was a bit put off in how JASMINA was talking to Michael. And then suddenly they've turned a corner and they are, seem to be working towards improving their communication, seem to be trying to sort of find ways to see if they can have a successful marriage. I think something happened either between the tandem yoga, the conversation JASMINA had with her mother, or the renewal of the vows. Whether JASMINA's mother told her that she needs to put in more of an effort, or whether she pulled JASMINA up on whatever she knows her daughter to, how she knows her daughter to communicate or react or whatever. Because suddenly JASMINA she's more open to Michael. Yes, she's complaining that he doesn't open up, but she herself doesn't open up. But she's more receptive to whatever he has to say. She told Dr. Pepper, when he touches me, I don't feel anything. I think they're now milking that bit for a storyline, because last week when they were in the kitchen and Michael was cooking, she was leaning all over Michael. She was, all over him. So I don't think that's the issue. I think somehow they're going to say yes on decision day. That's just my opinion, because from the body language on decision day, JASMINA is sitting very close to Michael. She's leaning towards Michael. I could be wrong. They might say no, but I have a feeling that whatever happened during the conversations or the renewal of the vows or the tandem yoga, something happened that has made them want to work. And Pastor Carl, I think in some respect, was right when he said to Michael, because Michael said, before he was doing things out of obligation, he was doing things for JASMINA just because he had to, but suddenly he does it because he wants to, not because it's a must, but because he wants to. And he said initially when we first got married, JASMINA used to kiss me just because she had to, and I had to stop her to say, you need to do it because you want to. And Pastor Carl, I think to some effect, was right to say, if you have changed by doing something continuously and you suddenly realized you want to do this, why didn't you leave her to do that? And so I think they need to continue to work. I can see them having a future, because Michael seems very mellow given the other Michaels we've had on the season, and he seems very adaptive. So he's had 2 great episodes. So I really hope JASMINA sees that, and she really sees that she could have done worse and is actually the better husband of all the husbands, followed by Steve. But I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. That's them. And then last but not least, Olujuwon and Katina. Olujuwon and Katina are frustrating for me in the sense that they have a lot of problems, or we see a lot of problems with them. And just Katina doesn't say anything. She just sits next to Olujuwon and smiles. She doesn't pull him up to say, no, don't do that. Or she doesn't sort of speak up for herself. So I was put off really when she sort of made a remark about having to meet up with the experts because they're always wanting you to discuss emotions. And it's like, these people arrange for the two of you to meet and get married. You say you and this person are very compatible. Why not go back to those people to help you navigate the problems that you're having and find a way forward if you're that much in love with your husband? And I think something is still a bit off with them. They say they haven't been intimate, unless they're saying that for the cameras and have chosen to keep it away from the cameras. Something is not right with the two of them. I've always said this. I can see them going down the Ryan and Clara road and divorcing a couple of months down the road or whatever. Not that I wish that for them, but that's just my opinion. And Olujuwon, oh God, he keeps showing himself up. When he met with Dr. Pepper, I think he was intimidated in meeting Dr. Pepper, even though he didn't want to show it. And the fact that the last time he met up with Dr. Vivian and got away with saying whatever he wanted to say, and she didn't pull him up on it. And suddenly Dr. Pepper was calling him out on how he speaks to his wife, how he behaves. And he got angry with that. And I think she was right to say that. If he was someone who wanted constructive feedback, as he said when he met the other couples that helped me build my marriage, If he was someone who wanted help to build his marriage, you should have asked her, what do you mean by, I belittle my wife? How do I improve, or how do I address that? How do I change so that it doesn't come across as belittling, but actually comes across as constructive feedback? But I don't know. I don't understand their relationship, and I see red flags all over it, even though I saw a while ago that they're still married, but I don't know. Maybe he's changed with watching himself on TV. Maybe he's still the same. I don't know. Anyway, I digress. Thank you guys for watching. See you next time. Bye, guys.